It's a movie that's more photogenic than your fucking dog.
Yeah,
That's really the only way to describe this
It's a
movie.
good way to put it. I mean, hello everyone, we're the Continuity Crew. I'm Will.
I'm Dispatch.
And this is Win. And today we're back with another big feature film podcast. And today we're doing The French Dispatch, directed by Wes Anderson. And I'm not even going to try and name the cast because it is stacked. It's got
star-studded.
everyone, literally everyone that's ever been born. Not really. So, French Dispatch, I'm going to go ahead and say this is a good-ass movie. Wes Anderson, the king of symmetry.
Yeah.
And just artsy, like, just incredibleness. I don't know what else to say.
It's a movie that's more photogenic than your fucking dog.
Yeah.
That's really the only way to describe this movie.
It's a good way to put it. I mean, all of his movies are like that. It's all just...
But this one took it up a notch. He just kind of made it into a movie, like photographs of shit.
Yeah,
just like turn into movies.
I'll say, like, this... Like, his style of directing are this and Grand Budapest Hotel are like his masterpieces. I'll go ahead and say it. I think this is like very Wes Anderson, and he's like, it's perfected his craft. It's so good. Maybe not necessarily story wise, even though I do really like the story in this. I think the story wise, his best one's probably like Moonrise Kingdom or Fantastic Mr. Fox. Even though those I don't think are very widely accepted, but I think those are critically the best ones. But this movie, I mean, what else can you say besides like he's just good at what he does? Like,
I like that he makes fun of modern art somewhat.
A little bit,
because modern art is just as that, where it's like it's mostly like whatever someone interprets a painting or whatever. Because
in the movie and kind of with his movies.
It is kind of with his movies, but at least he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Modern art to me is a ridiculous concept. I don't like it so much.
Hey man, NFTs, bro.
God, NFTs are even worse.
But I will say we forgot to mention the plot. I'm gonna read it from the IMDb. A love letter to journalists set in a outpost of an American newspaper in a fictional 20th century French city that brings to life a collection of stories published in the French Dispatch magazine.
I thought it was Kansas.
Yeah, so they're in France and they have, or a French city, not France, but it follows three different stories and essentially essentially it's Bill Murray as the editor, and he's going to each of his writers for his magazine that week, I guess, and the stories, and he gives feedback, but we get each of those stories, and it's a super cool thing, like type of storytelling, which
the movie is it's basically a huge article.
Yeah. I'm super excited to get that magazine from the Regal app. I hope it's like literally the stories or something.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what it'll be, but we'll see. The art for this, like not specifically the movie, like the post-credit scene. I love that stuff that they did. It's very, I guess they remind me of kids' books, and I guess maybe those are French, if I had to guess, that I remember as kids.
It's an art style. I can't remember what it is, but it used to be in like kids' books, like
reminds me of Shel Silverstein, George of the Jungle.
No,
Curious George.
George
of the Jungle.
And I think they did one for Big Red Dog, whatever, Clifford.
Yeah, it's it's very stylized and cute, and I loved it. I guess we'll touch on each story. So like the first story is kind of making fun of modern art, and as well as just it's a romance story. It's a statement, and it's great. I liked it a lot. It's Benicio del Toro and Léa Seydoux and Adrian Brody, which it's hit. What's it? Wes Anderson has his mainstays like Adrian Brody, Bill Murray, Ed Norton would be one.
There's that one kid from Spider-Man.
Yeah, Grand Budapest Hotel.
And then there's that one kid, that one guy that's like he was like the art director. He was like
Adrian Brody?
Yeah, Adrian Brody. I can never remember his name. Sorry. I don't remember his name.
Whatever.
He's got a recognizable face. I just don't remember his name.
Yeah, that's true.
I know he's in like a couple of movies that I've seen him before.
But that's your first story. Your second one is it's like this protest that the kids want equal rights as adults, and it's like the boys want in like in the girls' dormitory type stuff, and it's almost like a political statement, almost on protest and stuff like that. That's Timothy Chalamet and Frances McDormand. It's great. Love that one as well. And then the last one is Jeffrey Wright, and he's recalling a story of he's writing an article on a chef, and it's supposed to be taste, but it goes on this whole trip. But which one was your favorite?
The one that really struck me the most was probably the one with Edgar. What's his name? The last one.
Jeffrey Wright.
Jeffrey Wright. That one.
Yeah, that one had the moment, like the whole like, oh, why'd you leave this part out? That hit me. I was like, ooh, that's good.
There's also the one with Lightning McQueen himself.
The short one with Owen Wilson. I forgot about that one. That one was funny. It's cute. I thought that was a cool way to introduce your setting and your atmosphere, since it is in a real place. I was like, that's cool. I do. Again, it's unconventional storytelling, but it's done so well, and I loved it. But I don't know if I have a favorite, to be honest. I love them all for different reasons. I thought the Jeffrey Wright one was the perfect way to wrap up the movie. The Timothy Chalamet one is like probably my favorite thing he's been in.
I guess so.
Like I actually liked his character for a change. I wasn't bored by him. Like, nothing on him. Like, he's a good actor, but he gets
really boring in movies.
He's just not my favorite.
Deal with it.
And then the art one. I loved that one too. For Léa Seydoux.
The artist one. Yeah, the with Léa Seydoux. Oh, okay. Actually, that might be my favorite.
I love that. I thought it was
my top. Actually,
they're all just so good for just different reasons. I felt like there were 3 Wes Anderson shorts in like one movie, but he still put them together in a really cool way and gave good messages with each of them.
And the art one definitely subverted cliches, because like. Especially with I'm literally a struggling artist.
No,
It's funny.
The very meta comment. I'm literally a suffering artist. Yeah,
that was incredible. I thought the whole thing with him painting was definitely a kind of a right turn or left. I don't know what people call it, but like it's when you're like, what the hell would I just. I thought it was something different. Yeah, left field, I guess. I thought he was just going to draw Léa Seydoux, like the ones.
Yeah, and then it reveals it, and it's like, oh, it's just like modern art. It's
like a Michelangelo painting. I thought it was going to be that. But no, he just went with like scribbles or whatever. Yeah. So I thought that was great.
I will say, like, I don't know if it would be for everyone, but this entire movie, I could not stop smiling. Not even just on the subject matter, just how the movie looked, man. Yeah. It's just so beautiful. Every single shot is like a piece of art. You could just take a still and it's like, this is awesome. I'd say one of my favorite scenes actually was just so... It's not important at all, but I think it was the Owen Wilson one, and it's just people coming out of every which way, and I'm like, I don't know where to look. I literally just want to watch the movie again because of this scene, because it's like, there's someone here, there's a dog coming in here, but there's another one coming out here, there's someone knocking a rug up top. It almost felt like a musical. Like,
his shots are never boring in this movie. I mean, there's always something moving, there's always something changing. It goes from black and white to color, then color to black and white.
Was there a reason for that? I was trying to decipher that, and I think there was. I just couldn't really put a hypothesis together. I think that it was like stuff that was happening in real time was black and white, and then like flashbacks were like, I don't know. I don't know.
I think I was the way I saw it was just kind of like, this is how I would have interpreted what happened.
I guess, so yeah, like it's from an interpretation from someone else,
or from the author.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Article. Yeah. Because I just couldn't put it together, and I'm absolutely certain there's a meeting because it's Wes Anderson, and he wouldn't just go black and white to color. So
I still don't understand. I've never really looked into like Wes Anderson's style of filmmaking. I've only known that he's great at symmetry. Yes. He has a thing for symmetry, and then I've never really seen anything about how or why he changes perspectives so quickly when it comes to camera work. So like sometimes every shot that he's done in this movie is planted. It doesn't move as much. If it does, it's either a zoom or a jib shot or like a
And it's like a quick zoom too. It's
yeah,
not.
it's what I don't remember what those are called, but this one, he in that one scene with Timothy Chalamet and that one girl, it went from like a tripod shot or like a planted shot to handheld to Frances McDormand, and they just follow that, and I couldn't figure that out, and it went to widescreen too. I think that's the only time I noticed it went widescreen, but I need to look into Wes Anderson stuff because
I feel like
I'm not 1000% sure.
I'd feel like you'd love like all of his movies just for the technical stuff alone. Tilda Swinton's character was funny.
Oh, that's me naked. My bad.
My bad, wrong slide. And now it's time for my drink. It's just such a beautiful movie, and I can't say that enough. I think anyone can watch a Wes Anderson movie. I feel like they're very accessible because it's either like a cute story, like, and there's like a good message to it.
They're just genuinely entertaining.
Yeah. I mean, all of them, I honestly think are. There's a couple I haven't seen. I will say Life Aquatic and Rushmore. I think those are like some of his first. I just haven't seen them. I actually watched Moonrise Kingdom and I rewatched Isle of Dogs like this week to get ready for this.
You know, if he wasn't a good writer, this French Dispatch would be borderline goofy.
Yeah.
As a movie, I think if it was in the hands of someone else. I'm not gonna say any names because then that would be controversial as shit. If it was in the hands of someone else, I think this movie could have easily fallen. Like, in general, they would have failed almost immediately about how they would tell the story. Because if you really think about it, the stories in this movie are kind of boring.
Mm-hmm. Oh, absolutely.
But they're all visually like entertaining. You can watch it. This is a movie that you can just ignore the story and just enjoy what's going on in front of you.
Yes.
Because like in Dune, you know, it's for a lot of people. For example, you guys go watch that. We just released it. It was more visually. You guys were visually. You guys liked it visually, and I didn't like the story, but the visuals were nice. But I just couldn't get over how, you know, not
this
entertaining
one
it was.
This one is so
story.
visually stimulating. It's like the story could be about a damn fish, and it'd be like, Wes Anderson would make it look cool, like the sushi scene in Isle of Dogs. Like, it's like it's just pleasing to look at.
That's
the
true.
entire
That's
movie.
true.
This visually, this is one of his masterpieces. I think it's just beautiful to look at. I can't stop saying it, but it just is.
I like that he takes a lot from photographs. I can definitely tell that. I can't remember their names, but there's a few in there that was like, this is straight from a photograph. This one's straight from probably the illustration from the French Dispatch. The story at the end was from a movie from the early 60s, 70s.
I think that I saw something saying that this is supposed to be, some of the stories, probably all of them, are like supposed to be a nod or whatever the word is. But it's supposed to reflect French cinema. And
okay.
So that would make sense why it seemed familiar.
The last one though was like completely familiar to me because of that one line where he was like, I have your son or I have your kid. I will kill him if there's going to be a ransom or whatever. That's when it hit me, but I don't. And then the whole thing with that old movie was that his son was actually still in the room.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't remember what it was, so I'm just gonna have to find it later or something.
But yeah, French Dispatch. I don't know what else to say besides that. It's just, again, just beautiful.
Yeah, it's definitely a movie you need to watch in a theater.
Agreed. I think TV, like at home, can do it justice, but like seeing it on the big screen, I guess this is my second Wes Anderson movie, but because of Isle of Dogs. But like this is my first live action one, and it was just great. I loved it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, he's an extremely entertaining director. I think with this cast, I think he did a good job picking them. I mean, Léa Seydoux is great being stoic, but also have the charisma.
Yeah.
So and also Guillermo del Toro. Oh no, what's his name? Benicio del Toro. Seeing him like that again. Always love it.
Yeah, he's great.
He's like a dry humor kind of actor, and I loved him in Sicario, but seeing him in this was just great. Oh, there's also those freeze moments. What is it called?
Oh yeah, I don't know what to call it, but yeah, the everyone's frozen and like you've got stuff in the air and everything, and but you can tell the people are still moving.
That rap song.
I don't know what he's talking
That
about.
girl is a
Pleaser. Oh, Black Beatles.
Yeah, Black Beatles. Yeah, I got a Black Beatles moment in there.
Yeah. Love it, live it, love it. Critical rating when wrap it up. Out of 10.
This is a good time for movies, I guess. But I'll give this movie a good 10.
10. Damn.
Yeah, I liked everything about it.
I knew we would too. I'm just gonna copy you again and say a 10, man. I genuinely think this is like the perfect combination for me, because I feel for Wes Anderson, like there's some movies that I just like Isle of Dogs, that aren't very critically well received, but this one I feel like is gonna it looks like it is being received well, but it's also just great, and it's like a masterpiece. I'm saying a 10 as well.
Like it is the perfect embodiment of an illustration to live action. I thought that was, I didn't think about that too much until like the end, and I was like, wow, this is actually a great movie or great story for Wes Anderson, especially with the French Dispatch books.
I think it looks like there's 4 writers on this. I'm assuming each one did one of the stories, and it's writers.
Or it's from them.
Yeah, well, it's the writers have worked with him before, like on all of his movies. Oh, gotcha. So I would assume. So, entertainment wise, 10. I don't know. Yeah, 10. This is a perfect 10. I don't know if we've both given a perfect 10 ever.
No, I don't think so.
I think we've both given 10s, but
this is a incredible movie. It's a good break from like the big live action shit like Dune.
Oh, I guess 9 Days. 9 Days was our other.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, First Dispatch is definitely, like, I have my like favorites that are more actiony and like entertainment wise, like 10s, like No Time to Die or something, but like critically, like filmmaking wise, this 9 Days. I'm trying to think what else this year's been pretty awesome. Snyder Cut would be up there for me.
Wes Anderson. This is the first Wes Anderson movie, excuse me, that I've seen in movie theater. No, that's a lie. I saw Isle of Dogs, but I had bad memories of that, so I'm just gonna say this one's my first movie. So
first live action.
Yeah, for sure.
Same.
Incredible watch. Would have loved to see it in IMAX, actually.
Yeah, I know.
I don't usually say that shit, but
seeing a Wes Anderson movie in IMAX would be amazing. So that's our French Dispatch review. A perfect movie for this year in our eyes. So
it's so satisfying to watch.
It is. All of his movies are. Like, even like if the story say isn't too great, it's just great. It's a movie for people like us. Thank y'all for watching. We love movies. We love y'all. We've been the Continuity Crew. Will win. Like, comment, subscribe. Bye.
Did you watch French Dispatch? And if you did, let us know if you liked it.